Alright guys, DJ Guildmaster with Swords Gamers Guild. Back in the battle report with the Samurai.
Yo.
Today we're doing 105 points, Team Yankee. Still kind of getting ready for the upcoming tournament we're running out this way. I'm running my National Guard / Marine Force Americans, so Greg's running his Soviets. Let's look at the forces, and then we'll look at the mission. And this is a little precursor what the board looks like. So, for my force, it's pretty standard, a little bit, might be a few alterations. So there's, this formation is an M60 Marine formation. Has one set of two tow Humvees, set of 2 for command, and then 2 groups of 5 M60s. Moving over to the mechanized National Guard force, I have 3 sets of 4 113s, full infantry. With dragons. I then have a command. Also in that formation is 3 mortars right here. Now for formation support, I'm running a set of Air Cobras, FO, and a set of LRMs. Also for formation support, I'm running a full mech platoon in Bradleys with the 4 dragons. This comes out to exactly like 105. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the board. We'll go over to the Samurai's forces and see what he's running today. Alright, Samurai, what are you running today, buddy? It looks a little bit different than normal.
A little bit. It's still my standard BIMP battalion.
Okay.
3 spandrels.
Okay.
My BIMP OP.
Oh, okay.
2 Gaskins. 4 BIMP 2s with with the Gremlin.
Okay.
Hurricanes.
Nice.
My leader. 9 BIMP 1s with a Gremlin.
Okay.
And then the Shaw Company with 4 BIMP 3s.
Okay.
And 4 BIMP 2. Or I'm sorry, 4 T-80s.
Okay. Greg, because I've been doing a little bit of Soviet research and stuff. When you had the when you had the anti-aircraft missile, don't you also add a BIMP to that? Don't you? You'd have 10 BIMPs, I think, in that formation.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have 10.
Oh, I thought you said 9.
No, I'm sorry, 9 plus 1.
It's 10. My bad.
10. So
I guess looking at counting, I probably should see that. So it looks like a pretty standard force for both of us. Pretty soon, you guys will be seeing my Iraqis, hopefully. I'm getting the BIMPs painted now. Onto the table, the mission we rolled today is Encounter. I am going to be listed as the attacker. I picked this far side over here. Then Greg will be on this side, the Samurai. I put one of my objectives here, another one next to the pond, and then you place both yours, one on the road here, and the one over here in between the crop field or the plowed fields and the forest.
Correct.
We have to roll to see who goes first, but 60% of our forces go in reserve. We haven't played Encounter actually very much in our play group, so it should be interesting because we both have stuff in reserve. Also to be noted, the objectives listed are live first turn, which is kind of big. And I'll be honest, I don't have any spearhead, or I'll have to look. The 2 Humvees with the toes might be. Samurai, is anything your stuff running?
No spearhead.
That's pretty big because whoever puts down the first unit can spearhead. But you have to stay 16. We probably won't be very far from deployment zones. When we come back, we'll have set up and we'll let you know who's going first. Okay, so this is our deployment, guys. I'm on this side. Samurai's over here. So I have 1 mech platoon on this objective in the building on the road. Mortars in behind them. Transports are here. Moving over. Command for the mech platoon, formations here. Their transports are here. They're dug in. FO, front of the forest. LRM's behind them. Moving over to the other big crop field. This set of mech platoon. Them guys are mounted up. One set of 5 M60 tanks here. Command here of 2. 2 tow Humvees on the edge. Then for my reserve, I have both Air Cobras, a group of 5 M60s, and a full mech platoon of Bradleys. I'm getting a little bit better in building my forces in such a way that it's not like 5 and 6 units being in reserve. It's like maybe 3 or 4. All right, Samurai, tell us what you did here.
All right, I have my BIM 2 company here.
Okay.
I'm starting the guys outside in the weed field.
Okay, so they're in foxholes.
They're in foxholes. I got my spandrels in the woods waiting to take some pot shots if they survive.
Okay.
My whole BIMP 1 company's on their BIMP 1s, hanging out.
And you're taking advantage of the pond there because you have amphibious.
Correct. My BIMP 1 OP's sitting there hanging out waiting to shoot some tanks probably.
Okay.
And then there's my Hurricanes.
Okay. Looks like very small. Now, what do you have in reserve?
And I have in reserves, I have my shot company.
The whole shot company, basically.
Yeah, the whole shot company and my 2 Gaskins are in reserves.
Okay. You should have one more T-80, Greg. There's only 4 there.
Well, I went with 3. I went with the HQ.
Okay.
And then 3 T-80s I bought.
You don't have to buy 2 groups of T-80s with the shot company. Like, is only 1 box black or 2 boxes are black? We'll check it out here. We'll be back, guys. After we'll have to roll so you guys on the first turn.
I think you are right. I think I am short a T-80.
Yeah, I think last time we played, you did 2 groups of 2. So, all right, guys. We'll be back. So, we rolled the dice. Greg gets to go first, and tell us, Samurai, you did not really want to go first.
Not really, no, because I really can't shoot my missiles. I can't use my artillery the first turn.
For an encounter, apparently the first player counts as everything moving, and we just talked about like that totally defeats what the Samurai strategy was because you were playing on parking, just firing rockets.
Rockets as you came
everywhere.
Up, yeah.
Unfortunately, now that can't happen.
And I'm probably going to lose a lot of BIMPs this turn.
Well, the only thing is, them other ones, like all that stuff there, they didn't move, so they're going to count as going on the ground.
Right.
So, and they didn't shoot, obviously. Well, that's such a letdown, like, especially whenever it's that weird time where you don't want to go first as the Soviet player.
Right.
And this really penalizes
And that's
you.
kind of what I got drummed into my head.
Yeah.
Just by talking to people on Facebook and you and stuff that the Soviets always want to go first.
Or at least be the attacker. And I picked daytime. I didn't pick nighttime because it actually hurts me as much as it hurts the Samurai's army. Although it hurts you way more.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
If I would have picked night or a dusk, you really would have been boned.
Right.
So we're going to go on to American Turn 1. We talked about it, and you said you were still cool with going first.
Yeah. We talked about me, starting it over again, and I'm like, no, I already committed to going first, so I'm going to go first.
All right. We'll see what happens here. We'll go on to American Turn 1, and we'll see what happens. All right. So my American Turn 1, I put a lot of smoke right in front of the Samurai's observer, so he can't really range in next turn. Over here, I bailed out 1 BIMP, knocked 1 out, and that was all combined fire from this infantry squad with dragons, and 50 calibers from these guys. This group here just kind of drove up. Let's see, the FO ranged in over here and dropped a salvo, pinned the infantry, and actually knocked out a BIMP too, surprisingly. All my stuff moved up. 50 calibers opened up. Needing 6s actually dropped a base of infantry miraculously. My command fired, missed the spandrels. The toes fired, knocked out a BIMP, and then with 10 shots, I actually managed to hit 2 times on the spandrels, needing 6s, and knocked 2 of them out. So, very productive American turn 1. Going on to Soviet turn 2. No reserves yet, but you only have a couple bails and literally just some unpinnings.
Yeah, that wasn't
not too awful bad. So on to Samurai turn 2. All right, so that was the end of Soviet turn 2. A little bit more productive.
A little more.
I did force you to use your 1 infantry leader over here to range in on my M60. See, he failed to range in. Go ahead, walk us through what else you did.
I had 3 BIM-2 shoot their missiles into your tanks over here.
Okay.
I popped one. Okay. I bailed one.
Yep.
He decided they weren't going to bail back in. These guys over here shot. I got one of your MM-13s.
Yep.
Then I had a couple guys shoot over here, and they got one of your tanks over there.
Yep, you got one of my command tanks.
Thanks.
Your infantry unpinned everywhere.
Right.
I guess the only thing is your spandrel here ran away.
Yeah.
The last one. That smoke really messed up your FO.
Yeah, it did.
Because you would have ranged in, because you rolled a 4 once.
Right.
And unfortunately, because of using an unskilled observer, it didn't happen. So we're going on to American turn 2. This smoke will dissipate now. Unfortunately, my LRMs do not have smoke. Just something that's about them. Going on to American turn 2. I have a bail in, and that's really it. There's no other negatives. All right, we'll be back. That's really what it was that first turn. So Americans, we kind of spaced ourselves out here along the line. Just started firing 105mm shots down this roadway into the side of the bimps. These guys proceed to move forward, 50 calibers blazing. I had to move my range in marker back further and re-range in because of the salvo. They're getting closer. These guys moved up on the side. One actually had a shot over here and knocked out a hurricane. 50 cals from these guys actually knocked out 1 bimp. My dragons all pretty much missed. And I tried ranging with my mortars with my 1 unit leader, and he failed to range in. Toes targeted and engaged another bimp 2. And my salvo, when it went off down there, besides pitting the infantry, actually bailed out a bimp 2. That's pretty much it for American turn 2. Going on to Soviet turn 3, and you start rolling for reserves. So we will be back.
Alright, we're trying to pop him back.
Alright, Samurai, go through what happened, buddy. No reserves came in, unfortunately, for you.
Right. I'm really sad this turn.
Yeah.
The RPGs fired down here.
You did bail out one. And then your BIMP 2s actually took their cannon and knocked out one. And killed a guy inside.
Right.
And then you did a lot of movement here, looks like.
Yeah, I tried to run everybody up, trying to run up on the objective, get into your infantry. I had some RPGs fire over here.
Yeah. They all missed, unfortunately.
I had my hurricane shoot.
Okay.
They shot down there, pinned your guys again.
Okay, well, that's the first time you've actually hit them and pinned them.
I actually pinned them, yeah, so.
Yeah, not getting reserves is really hurting you right now.
Yeah.
We actually did the points that up. He has like 45 or 42 points in reserve, and it's rough. All right, I'm going on to American turn 3. I'll roll for reserves. They come in scattered though, so I have to check if any do come in. They'll come in from the edges or the side or the middle of my deployment area. All right, American turn 3. Whenever we come back. I'm really pushing hard. These guys moved over, fired, knocked out one more hurricane, and then the other 2 that couldn't see, they fired at the FO. I actually bailed him out. Probably should have fired at the 2 BIMs behind the building, but it's whatever. Moving over here, I ranged in on the infantry, pinned them again. Didn't kill anyone though. Bless you, Griff. Then these 113s moved over, fired, killed one base of infantry. My dragons have no shots at any vehicle, so they couldn't fire this turn. Moving over, my M60 just moved up aggressively. These two fired, knocked up these last two bimps that was in the range of them or could be seen. These other two moved up, knocked out these two bimps. Infantry, the one guy survived, ran in that building after he got unpinned. These guys just moved up, 50 cowed, didn't kill anyone. And then I moved my ranging marker one more time because of the salvo is up to be 6 inches away. So I did one more. That's probably be the last time I move that ranging marker.
Right.
I guess for me to help close this out fast is hopefully the Samurai doesn't get reserves, or if he does, they come in on the wrong side. And I might be able to close this out turn 4.
Well, I'm gonna probably need to make some leadership tests, and this could break the formation too.
Well, these guys are. I don't think you have a lot of infantry left. These guys are just pinned.
Right.
There's no such thing as double pin.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna go on to Samurai turn 4. We'll be back. So we did. All right. So we did some tabulations. The Samurai's formation still good because one of the units off the board is his air unit, anti-air unit. Then he has 1, 2, barely 3 on the table still right now. As far as formation stuff goes, what'd you do? You ended up staying there with those two bimps. Knocked out a 1-3.
Knocked out a 1-1-3.
You bailed out a 1-1-3 with your RPGs.
Right.
You failed the blitz, but you still are moving forward.
Right.
And like, I'm not out of the woods. That's still a sizable unit of infantry to deal with, and they're Soviet infantry, so they're hard to break. With all that being said, I'm gonna roll for reserves, and I need to
deal with the infantry.
I need to deal with the infantry and park on that objective over there. Because I can't just, I have to start on the objective and end on the objective.
Right.
So I need to get there. Going on to American turn 4. Let's roll for reserves, and we'll be right back. Maybe. So, all right. I had my Bradleys come on. Of all places over here, I wanted to go in the middle. So they just moved up as fast as they could along this board edge. These guys all moved in around the infantry there. Pinned the crap out of them. Didn't kill any of them, though. These tanks both went 2 directions, split fire. Them in concert with the commander were fired. Their machine guns killed a bunch. They fired here, pinning them, but still didn't kill anybody. The Humvees didn't have any shots. FO tried ranging in with the LRM. He failed to range in, unfortunately. I just need a 4. I still have my commander here from that unit. They stayed ranging with the mortar, pinned them, I think killed 1 base. And then between all these guys' shooting, his shooting, the 50 cows, I literally killed like, what, 7 bases, Greg?
Yeah.
I literally just killed that. I opened that entire thing up. Those guys moved up over here. They moved around closer. Knocked out the last Hurricane.
Right.
Yeah. That was all I could do. I don't believe I can assault jumping out of a transport. I don't think I can. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me on that. But we're playing it as I can't. It doesn't make sense to me to be able to jump out and then assault. Because you have to... yeah, I don't think I can. But regardless, that was my turn 4. We're going on to Soviet turn 5 with the Samurai.
Yeah.
You get 1 unit in through pity roll.
Right.
Yeah. Going on to Samurai turn 5. Alright, so Greg, walk us through what happened.
Well, I had the T-80s come in.
Okay.
Yay. They shot at your tanks.
Bailed one,
killed 1. The RPGs shot at these guys, nothing.
Yeah.
The AK-47 shot into your infantry.
Made my saves.
Made your saves. They're still pinned, so they couldn't do anything.
Right. Your leader is just out of range of the
Right.
infantry to give them the reroll.
Right. I had my two bimp ones here. Shoot into them. They whiffed.
Yeah.
And that was my turn.
Yeah. Uh, kind of crazy. Going on to American turn 5. Uh, so I'll get a unit on, hopefully. We have 2 units left, so we'll see what happens. Going on to American turn 5. All heck's breaking loose in this battlefield right now. So everything, the rest of my stuff came in. The other 5 M60 just motored onto the field. He has two T80s I can't hurt from the front at all. My Bradley's moved up. These M60s moved up to just put pressure on him so he can't get past me. My infantry shot, the 113 shot. I didn't pin his infantry, and I assaulted anyway. I lost 2 bases, and he drove me back. Just barely, but he drove me back. Over here, my salvo finally hit, and my mortar re-ranged or stayed on target, and I literally killed all but 3 of his infantry in that area. It's just havoc. These guys stayed still, fired 50 cals also in, killed another base. These guys fired 50 cals, kind of pinged up the bimps. Air Cobras come screaming overhead. I pinned these guys here, which is his anti-air unit, and these guys are out of range with their AA machine guns. And I used my regular chain guns, and I knocked out his command bimp. He wasn't able to bounce shots. And I knocked it out, and his commander died.
Horrible.
So we're going to have to... I think he's still technically in good spirits, because technically he has 3 units left. Right. If I kill one more unit, it's going to be close. 'Cause I think whenever you have good spirits, I think one of them has to be your command unit if there's 2 left, and he is gone.
Gone.
But we will see what happens. Either way, you're getting a reserve on.
Right.
Going on to Soviet turn. This would be what turn now? Turn 6.
Turn 6.
Going on to Soviet turn 6, I believe. Now, I rolled 4 dice, so we'll figure it out, guys. We'll be back. The carnage continues. So, walk us through. Almost everything you have came in except for your command T80 and your Gaskins.
Correct.
So, walk us through what all come in and what'd you do with it.
All right. I had 2 T80s coming down here.
Mm-hmm.
After much deliberation, they shot at this unit here.
And only managed to bail one of them.
Right. The 2 T80s I had here.
Mm-hmm.
Shot into the same thing. I killed one.
What was it earlier? I think you ended up missing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. My BIM 3s came on. I machine gunned down one of your helicopters.
Yep.
What am I missing here?
Your one bimp ran away. Yeah. You unpinned these guys.
Right.
And then these guys fired and killed my last actual regular infantry base, leaving behind 3
RPGs.
Or dragons.
Dragons, I'm sorry, yeah.
There's one in the building down there, there's 2 in the field. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
On to American turn 7.
America.
Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so I did some movements. Let me get over here, Australians. So I shuffled around some of my battlefield taxis. These guys here. Commander moved up. These guys moved up, fired into him. He would basically stayed in turn in place, fired a tow, missed. This guy moved up, killed one more infantry base, so they're down to 2. My M60s, these ones diverted, knocked out 2 BIMP 3s. These guys rolled forward. My toes actually bailed out one of his T80s from the front. He rolled a 1, and I happened to roll firepower. These guys fired all their tow 2s into this one, and bailed one out. Yeah. So that's all I could do right now. Going on to Samurai's turn 8. Okay, we're probably going to call it after this turn. it's probably going to be a draw because the store it's getting late at the shop now, and we're really going back and forth. He has some leaderships, but we'll see what happens.
Right. Okay.
I think we're just going to call it a draw. So we went on to top of turn 7. Uh, your one infantry formation still in it, just barely.
Barely.
The rest of your stuff came on. You
Right.
did clear up my last helicopter. You did knock out Bradley, and both guys died in because of brutal and bailed one out.
Right.
You did fail to get one of your T-80s back in, and the one did make his leadership. The other one bailed back in.
Right.
Your command T-80 went in the middle. And then your FO bailed out one of my 113s, and your Gaskins came on the corner. If it'd go on to my turn, I would literally, because you did give me side shots on this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I would move up, neutralize him. These M60s would neutralize last year 2 BIMP 2s.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they were neutralized, I'd start dropping HE on them with
Right.
my mortars and Havocs.
Yeah.
Or my Havocs, but my LRMs. My Bradley hopefully would get back in, and I would just hit you with. I'd either fire my 25 Mikes at your infantry, or I'd actually hit your guys with my toes.
Right.
And then these 113s would probably turn around, gun down your Gaskins just because it's a unit to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
My commander would actually move up, and I think some of my infantry would jump in and start moving forward towards that objective.
Right.
I think the only way anyone's going to win is by breaking formations. We're just going to call it a draw. This first time we've either played this mission. What do you think, Samurai?
I like this mission. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was neat. I like the random where they come out.
Yeah.
Your reserves.
It makes a big difference. And unfortunately for me, fortunately for you, actually, in a way, all my stuff came in over here.
Right.
So I was kind of forced into going towards that objective.
Yeah.
Which looked really good for a while until the first set of T-80s rolled on, and I couldn't get them guys off of there. I think I should have had my mortars, as cool as they were, sitting over here and helping with this.
Right.
Maybe more towards the middle. And I would have had these guys, should have had them parked over in a corner somewhere. That way, because they have a 120 range. These guys have 48.
Right.
So in the middle, I'd be able to launch. And the idea is I should have just been double hitting these guys.
Yeah, you would have neutralized the BIMP ones a lot about 2-3 turns ago.
Probably. Well, I'm trying to drive the infantry out of there. I
Yeah.
think I would have been able to, with a artillery template and a salvo hitting them.
Right.
These guys here, I probably could have got away with just gunning them down like I was. I actually killed more through machine gun fire than artillery. I just kept pinning them. That was a good game.
Yeah, once again, it was a good game. There was a lot of good flow back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not like we had like dead turns where like you couldn't do anything, so.
No, definitely not. And I liked it. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or any rules questions or anything, let us know. Yeah, that was a really good game. Normally we'd play until the end, but the shop is just closed, and we're gonna clean up so they can finish cleaning. This was the Guildmaster with Samurai Greg. Later on, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
We'll see ya.
Peace out.